Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for just a short video about the band In Flames. Now, In Flames is a band that I've been a fan of for quite a few years now, at least over 5 years at this point, which I know some people might say is late, but let's be honest here, I'm not exactly the earliest to metal as a whole either, so there is that. So yeah, I did get into them around 2016 or something like that. I want to say that's the year I got into In Flames. And, I got into the band. I really dug their music. I thought that, you know what? This is a really great band. Or at least they were a great band. So I recently found out that In Flames is back in the studio apparently, and they are apparently recording a new album. So, what is my thoughts on this? I can't say I'm surprised, to say the least. I mean, we are getting close to that point where we are due for a new In Flames album. I The Mask came out quite a few years ago at this point, so we are definitely due for a new album from In Flames. But do we really need another album from In Flames? That's basically my question. And is it something that we really want? For me personally, I don't want it to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. As someone who's been a fan of this band for quite a few years, I really do not want this album to happen, to be honest. I really do think that I The Mask should have been their way of bowing out, basically. Because this band has really gone downhill, and it's not even funny. I mean, it really is a shame what has become of this band. In my personal opinion, the last good album that they've ever released was Sounds of a Playground Fading, which I know many people are not a fan of that album. I feel like the consensus of In Flames fans don't like that album. I like the album, and maybe it's because it was one of my first In Flames albums, but even putting that aside, I just think that the album does a good job of, mixing in their Melodeath sound in with their more alternative metal sound. And it has a very dark sound to it, and I overall just think it's a really good album. Definitely not as bad as some people make it out to be. And I know that some people also say that Come Clarity was their last good album. Some people might even go as far to say Clayman was the last good In Flames album. Basically, only the Melodeath stuff is where it's at with In Flames. Now, their Melodeath stuff is definitely where it's at. I do think that that is the best era of In Flames. Of course, their early days. But I think some of their more modern stuff is decent, once again. But once they got to Siren Charms, I feel like that's really where the band went downhill. And in my personal opinion, Siren Charms is still their worst album. But yeah, to say the least, I'm just not really that excited for the new In Flames album. Like, it's not one of my most anticipated albums of later this year or next year, whenever this album is supposed to come out. But I know that they are supposedly working on a new album, so who knows what the current status is regarding this new In Flames album. I mean, let's be honest here. It's probably just going to be more of the same of what we got from albums like Battles and I The Mask. I mean, that's just what I'm expecting. I'm expecting more of basically what we got from those albums. And I'm not really a big fan, to be honest. I don't know. Like I said, I just think that this band, they need to call it a career. I really do hope that they do so after this new album. And I know I might get some heat from some In Flames fans because, believe it or not, there is a section of the In Flames fan base that will basically defend everything that this band does. But let's be honest, those are just fanboys, and they don't want to be honest with themselves. And yeah, not everything that they released was great. I think some of the worst metal albums ever were from In Flames, specifically Siren Charms, of course, mostly emphasizing that album more than the others. But either way, their new stuff, it's just not that great. I hate to say it. And once again, I'm not looking forward to the new In Flames album. I'm not, guys. I'm sorry about that. I will still probably listen to it and maybe do a review for it, Of course, I'll probably listen to it out of curiosity. You know, of course, I'm going to, you know, check it out and see what they did. You know, like, are they actually going to listen to the fans and go back to their Melodeath roots? Probably not, but out of curiosity, I'll still check out the album because, well, of course, I'll still be curious to see how this album stacks up in comparison to everything else that they've done and everything. Like, is it going to be a step down from the last few albums, or could it be a major step up from anything that they've done in the past decade or so? Who knows? But either way, that's my video. I'm not really that excited for the new In Flames album. Like I said, this band hasn't put out a good album in quite some time, and I'll just leave it at that. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of In Flames possibly being back in the studio recording a new album? You guys already know my thoughts, of course, so let me know what you guys think. So with that being said, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and take care.